What's up, traders? Matt from the Trade Brigade here doing a technical analysis on ticker symbol UPST for Upstart Holdings. On the left-hand side, we have the daily time frame, and on the right-hand side, the 30-minute intraday time frame. First things first, we've already covered this one on the channel, but I'm going to clear the drawing set because I show you guys this because it's always okay to clear it, start from scratch, give yourself the clarity of a fresh chart here. So coming back in and giving ourselves the daily roadmap, just the obvious areas of support and resistance that we're always watching. Again, isn't this much nicer to look at and much more relevant? So feel free to do that every now and then with your charts. Again, that's why I show you guys it's okay to start from scratch. So with that kind of out of the way, what else do we have for support underneath us? Note that there is a gap to close underneath to about 140.45, and then after that, we kind of have this floor of support around 115. Now that's if we get the aggressive breakdown of this sort of double bottom that we're trying to put in right now. Notice that we're getting a bit of an H pattern, right? So something like this, some people just call it a bear flag, something like that. Regardless, however you cut the candles here, you're looking at a breakdown of the lows at 157.58 to fill the gap. Remember that this is a gap here. We'll put a G down to 140.45, okay? So with that out of the way, let's take a closer look at the 30-minute intraday time frame here. What we'll notice is that there's a clear shelf of resistance here as well. Oops, let's grab the other tool and try that again. And actually, look at that. So it's a good thing that we zoomed out by double-clicking the fibs there. What you'll notice is prior support, then flip to resistance, right? So 196.14 should be on our radar. I would also venture to bet that this should be an important one at 182.51 as well, if there's any sort of upside. Noting also, it's the daily 200 SMA, green line, 200 SMA here on our daily time frame. So with that kind of out of the way, let's talk in terms of scenarios here on the 30-minute. Certainly any sort of bounces, and actually let's take out the fibs, kind of all over the place here, but we need this for scenarios. Coming in from high to low, there we go. So scenarios here, if we consolidate and bounce around in this area, so anything underneath 168, we're just getting bear flag consolidation that really sets up the case for a downside break to fill that gap towards 140.45 as we just mentioned. Then after that, it's about 115, that big floor of support we saw from the daily. So that's the bear flag underneath the 38.2, underneath 168, the round number. Now, if we do get a harder bounce off of this area of support here, then it's really not bullish in my estimation until we can start to recapture some of these upside levels. Now, don't get me wrong, that's a significant move to the upside, making a run back towards the highs here. But unless you're a very astute intraday trader, there's really no setup that I'm seeing, at least as of right now, on the 30-minute that would trigger that, right? There's nothing here that would suggest that that could unfold. So again, maybe, if you're an astute day trader and we get a bull flag off the open on Monday, you can watch the trade unfold. Maybe there's a break, something like this, and our first target would be about 182. If you don't have the time to be in front of the screens all the time, then this is really where it's going to require some patience here and waiting for a cleaner trend reversal, to be quite frank with you. On the daily time frame, you can start to draw in something like this, resistance trend line, and you can see it's acting. So anchor, touch number 1, touch number 2. Things don't really change until we can get back up above that. And from here, again, when we sort of alluded to the double bottom in the earlier part of the video, your neckline's way up there at 196.14. So patience is required if you're looking for longs here inside of Upstart. We talked about the downside case consolidation under 168 and breaking down under lows at 157.58 for the move into the gap underneath. So those are my thoughts here. Again, as of right now, we're at the low end. Everything that we just discussed would seem to indicate that bearish outcomes are likely, but we do know what we're watching for if there is some sort of upside reversal. If you enjoyed today's video or learned anything new, let me know in the comments section or by giving the video a thumbs up. Don't forget our main channel is linked in the description. And all of that being said, I wish you a green trading week.